Hello, welcome to A Day Out Digital, and today we're going to discuss the shoe industry. We're going to compare two parallels, one being Kanye West, um, and then the other being Lavar Ball and his Big Baller brand. Now, years ago, approximately about three years ago, when Kanye West was, doing a promo tour for his album Yeezus, he was going on different radio stations, different interview platforms. I think Zane Lowe, Sway, did Breakfast Club, and so on and so forth. One of the more famous ones was Zane Lowe. There was a almost 2 hour or more interview, had two parts, and it went on. Kanye giving his experience, within the shoe industry. Where he's having problems with. He introduced classism, sort of as a new racism. Famous rant. I think him and Jimmy Kimmel got into it over that. Jimmy Kimmel did a parody over it, etc. Then he went on Sway, got into it about Sway about barriers that certain bigger brands had put on him in regards to being creative, being a creative, being a designer and so forth. He compares himself to Walt Disney, Steve Jobs, all of those cliche creators, so to speak. So I want to give a disclaimer. I do enjoy Kanye West's music. I do like his, passion, his creativity, and I do admire that. So before I go any further, I just want to put that out there. But here comes along Lavar Ball. Hasn't sold a record. Has three kids playing basketball. One being, Lonzo Ball. Just got drafted into the NBA with the, LA Lakers. He got one kid who's a upcoming freshman going to UCLA, and then his youngest son, he's already committed to UCLA. I think he's a junior or sophomore this year, one of the two. But back to Kanye's rant. Kanye got on Sway's interview and got into it with Sway about how he was unable to design or be a creative because, companies like Nike and, Gucci, etc., wasn't allowed him to be the creative mind that he's supposed to be. And then Sway comes along and says, won't you empower yourself and do this and that? And then the whole meme got created about how Sway. Kanye responds with, "How can I do it when my brand won't be won't be competitive as the Nikes or the Ralph Laurens or etc." So, Sway comes back, well, I've put out a few items, T-shirts, and then Kanye comes back with, but it ain't Ralph though, etc. So Kanye sets up this idea that he's not famous enough, or he's not popular enough, or he doesn't have the influence enough to sell as much products as a Nike or Reebok, etc. will be able to do based on the barriers that these companies have set for him. And Kanye is a multi-platinum selling artist. Shoes always sell out within a day. Even when he left Nike and came to Adidas. Started with Louis Vuitton, so he's been with a couple different brands in regards to designing shoes. So when Sway brought up the idea of him designing his own shoes, him as somebody that typically empowers people to do, be creative and have confidence and stand up for his rights, him himself couldn't even see that he had that power. And what kills me is that LeVar Ball comes along, like I mentioned, not even selling a CD. I'm not sure if he went to business school or what, but, he seems like everybody sees him as this, talkative dad that probably says too much and, gets his son in trouble. But he comes along, creates his own brand, sets a price point at about $4.95, and kind of challenges all the rest of the brands to compete with him almost. He stands with his price point. He goes on First Take, He goes on the Colin Hurd show. He takes all the ridicule from across America because everybody's wanting him to shut up and be a dad. Because I guess that's what they think he's always good for. So he is capitalizing on the value that these kids out of the one and dones have, and nobody's ever done that. Nobody's ever taken advantage of that. So what kills me is that a guy like Lavar Ball has the confidence to do something like this, and Kanye West couldn't see it, and he has probably more of the influence out of the two, probably being one of the more influential people in the United States or even the world, so to speak. I want to know your thoughts around that. What do you think? Do you think LeVar Ball had more guts than Kanye? Could Kanye sell his own shoe, his own brand from scratch without the assistance of Adidas or Nike? Would you want to buy it? What do you think of the LeVar Ball shoe? Would you buy it? Etc. Like, share, comment. Thanks for watching Day Off Digital.